Yeah, so when I was younger, we referred to that as a dog and pony show. So we would kind of polish the floors, right, and bring our leadership through, and we would parade them and say, hey, these are the changes we made. And usually there was some kind of prep talk or series of prep meetings. So, leadership would bring people in and be like, hey, senior leadership's coming through and they're going to do a review, whether it was the CEO, vice president, whatever level you want to name it at. It was a higher level of leadership was coming to review. And they would usually give people some kind of I'll call it a pep talk loosely. So they would say, hey, if you have any issues or anything is going on, like we really don't want you saying that to senior leadership. Just say it to us, and then we'll take an action on it, and we can close that. And that way, it won't get escalated to the wrong levels too quickly, and we'll have time to intervene with it. And then these businesses, they parade the leadership through, and they're like, this is to a route. We're going to hit point A, point B, point C. And if there's enough time, point D, which there never is. And these are the things that we want you to look at, right? And major red flag one, right? If you're doing a Gemba walk and the leadership is telling you where you're supposed to go and what you're supposed to see, that area has been prepped. I'll just save you the time, right? Secondly, if you're talking to people, read their nonverbals. If you ask people a question about, hey, how are things going? What could be improved? What are you learning? And they are afraid to tell you that something's wrong, right? We should not be running organizations. It's not that we're throwing our leadership in front of the bus, right? It's not like they're doing everything wrong, or nobody does everything wrong and nobody does everything right. Nobody's that predictable. That's why we have statistics, right? But if we come into those situations and people are afraid to talk or we're being guided, just be really, really careful. What I have learned to call this in current days is watermelon culture, right? So it's where our teams know things are wrong. They're reporting it through boards and channels that are short, and they have a short end. So the leader that controls that group or whatever structure controls that's as far as things get, and they're either resolved or not resolved at that level. That's fine, but when we bring leadership through, what we'll see is the inside is red. The people know things aren't right. The people know things need to change, right? But when we bring leadership through, it looks green. So the leader that's not there every day, they're not there for the day-to-day, they haven't seen us fall behind schedules, they haven't seen people bringing up concerns and them not being dealt with, those cultural issues, right, that are not being dealt with. We're not good at solving problems. We're not good at responding to problems when they happen, and we're not good at understanding why they're happening, right? Those are the things when I go into an area or I go into a group, I'm looking for those things. When was the last defect? When was the last flow stoppage? How long did it take the team to understand what was going on? How long did it take the system to react to that problem, right? Because that's kind of your problem-solving culture at work. And as leaders, it's very, very easy for us to be paraded and, given, fine treatment and given good food and given a lot of, false respect or whatever you want to call it, that can stroke the ego, but it takes away from the actual problems that our teams need us to solve, right? And that's where winning and losing happens. It's at the team level.